The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Welcome back to Probably a Podcast. If you hear anything in the background, it's actually not a baby crying. It's a drill. It's a jackhammer. It is a literal jackhammer. I work from home. I podcast from home. I says, do you know what? I want to feel like I'm in New York City. Let's get a jackhammer outside. We are finally redoing our driveway, which got absolutely schmithered to schmothers during an ice 2 years ago or 1 year ago. Last year? Was it last year? Anyways, everyone in the neighborhood threw up an absolute ruckus, and we were like, you have to like the builders of the neighborhood, because it was very clear that our concrete was all poured extremely thin, and like the salt on the roads when it iced, the one time it snows in Nashville literally ever, it degraded, it decomposed, it disintegrated, what did it do? It crumbled our driveways, okay? And everyone had like really patchy crumbled driveways, and we're like, we're not paying for this, you guys are. And they were like, no, we're not. And we're like, yeah, you are. And they were like, no, we're not. And so we're paying for it, okay? And let me tell you, this is my formal announcement that I am in fact quitting the podcast, and I'm going into the cement business, okay? I'm gonna pour concrete. It looks hard, okay? It doesn't look easy. And I don't know, I started thinking about this man that was jackhammering all day. I said to myself, he has got to feel literal vibration through his whole body, like when he's off work. Like, is he okay? I want to ask him some questions. Like, do you feel things that other people don't feel? It doesn't look like someone should be doing that. Also, we have AI, but we don't have like a machine that can just jackhammer. Maybe they do. That probably would have cost more money. I don't know. It's literally so expensive. My mom was like convinced that we were getting got, and I was like, we called like 6 different concrete places in Nashville. This was a very competitive price. She said, that's crazy. I too am quitting my job as a travel agent. I'm moving to Franklin. We are going to get into the concrete business. It's going to be a family business. Anyways, we're not doing that, but they're doing that outside right now. So that's why it's loud if you hear anything. And oh my gosh, I had our sweet neighbor Caroline, shouts out. She texted me and was like, what are the chances you would have a sweet, tiny little angel baby and also have wet cement outside? And I was like, I know, ugh, so annoying. And she was like, no, go put her foot in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, adorable. And then I said to myself, can we do that? Like, should we ask if we're allowed to do that? Taylor said, it is quite literally your house. You are paying for the cement. You own this house. You own the land. And yeah, that's why people put handprints and footprints into cement, because it's theirs to do. You're not doing this on a public sidewalk. And I was like, oh, okay. I still walked out and asked the team, like, hey guys, do you mind if we put her little foot there? And they were like, yes, it's your driveway. But I will say, I immediately went to ChatGPT and was like, can you put a baby's foot? Because she's still obviously so little. She's 6 weeks tomorrow. Don't talk about it. How dare you say that? How dare you say that she'll be 6 weeks tomorrow at me? She will be. And yeah, so I did Google, like, is this like detrimentally going to harm her skin? And they were like, don't dunk her in it. don't roll her around in it. Don't stick her eyeballs in it or put it in her mouth. But yeah, you can put her little foot in it. And I'm like, okay. So now we have a cute little footprint, and I put DM next to it, and it looks like OM. But I hadn't the heart to ask the crew to slacker it or whatever they call it. So I just said, OM it is. But it's so adorable. Now, this is the Halloween podcast, okay? And as you know, we take Halloween extremely seriously here over at Probably a Podcast. If you want to look back, we can maybe make a little cute clip of Hallow Eve's past on the pod, but we take it seriously with costumes, and we love to talk about it. But yeah, this is, and I cringe at the thought of saying it out loud, but I'm just going to say my costume this year is a tired mom. I text Courtney that, and like as the text left on my fingers, I was like, it's so fucking stupid, dude. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. But like, yeah, I don't have a costume. Okay, I don't have a costume right now. And I did order a costume for Daisy. I ordered her a cute little ghost, like, she's so little still, so like costumes, I'm not trying to like strap her up into anything uncomfortable, but I did order her like a cute little ghost onesie, and it came in from Amazon. And I posted about this on Instagram, and I had so many people reach out and say like this keeps happening to them with different products, and they listed a bunch of products that were like should not be used, sent to them. Disgusting. Yeah, the onesie that was sent to me had food like dried onto it, like crunchy wet, like baby food, like smeared in the bottom of it. I was like, oh, things that I don't want to put my 6-week-old in, a used Halloween costume with dried food on it from Amazon. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, so don't have a costume for me. I ordered something off Etsy for her. You know what all little babies should be on Halloween? They should be pumpkins. That's what they should be. And so I ordered her a little pumpkin costume, TBD if it gets in. It'll probably come in around Thanksgiving. So sorry in advance for not having a cute, cool Halloween costume for this. But yeah, I'll catch you next year. Okay, we'll circle back. Now, speaking of 6 weeks, well, there's a lot of things I want to talk about that we didn't get to cover on the birth podcast last week. That came out last week, right? Yes. And I figured I'll talk to you about them now because you guys had a lot of questions. And this is just questions that you haven't personally asked me, but I feel like you're thinking about because I didn't even do like a ask me questions for this episode. So this is going to be back to basics 101 with Shannon, and that's Ramblethon 10,000. That's what she's going to do. Ramble. And I would say sorry, but I feel like you guys love it. I feel like you love when I ramble. And I always say, like, how could I ever just ramble for 45 minutes to an hour? And then I do. And then I think, I could go on for longer. So here's me rambling. First things first, 6-week appointment was today. Got approved for all the things that nobody really wants to be approved for post 6 weeks postpartum. You can work out now. Don't want to do that. You can have sex now. Not interested. Cool, doc. Thanks for the advice. And now it's fucked up because like the husbands know. The husbands know what the 6-week appointment are. And I have, not only do I have a horny husband, I have a horny husband who's a coach. He's like, this is the best news ever. Should we fuck while you work out? No, he never said that, but I bet he was thinking it. Freak. Yeah, so I got cleared and I have to share something with you guys. And I, once again, you know what? This will be a wonderful thing to parlay into the next. By the way, you know how I forgot words before and I would always just be like, what am I trying to say? Times 1,000 now. I cannot think of words ever when I'm trying to think of them. But anyways, this will be a nice transition into what I'll say later on, but I just share too much with you guys. Okay, I'm sharing too much, but I love being your TMI girly. If I could go back and like rebrand this podcast or rename it, which I obviously never will, because like probably a podcast for life, PAP for life. I had an ad the other day that said use code PAP, and I was like, ooh, we should, Dear Media, the code should always just be probably, okay, because PAP. But speaking of PAP, I have my 6-week appointment. We'll get back to that. I'm sharing too much too soon. I digress. I have my 6-week appointment today. She says to me, do you want to just go ahead and knock out your pap smear while you're here? I said, no. I actually did say no. I was really, really proud of myself. I said, do I have to? And she goes, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I said, love your style, dog. And then she said to me, but I don't know why you wouldn't do it while you're here. And you know, you don't, James was watching Daisy for me. So I was by myself. It was just like easy to knock out. And I was like, yeah, okay, we'll do it. And then I was like, ugh. And so we did the pap smear. And then she said, oh, and she says to me, and this is the part where I'm like, I'm just sharing too much. Like what? Like my digital footprint is so scary. Like the way that I'm protecting my daughter in so many aspects of life, yet one day somebody in her class is going to be like, you know, your mom talks about her hemorrhoids on her podcast from 1971 when she had a podcast, because that's how old all this shit's going to feel. Anyways, my digital footprint is so scary. But let's talk about my hemorrhoids. So I go in and the doctor does say to me, my amazing doctor, she goes, also, I was going to look at your rectum anyways. So, and I go, oh yeah, you definitely have to look at that. If you're already down there, yeah, let's pap it up, girl. So did a pap smear. Hate, so much hate that. We did it and we got through it. Also a breast exam, so important. It's October, get your breast exams. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. My mom is a survivor. My sweet friend Bridget, she just finished up her radiation, and was in Vogue for it. Shouts out Bridget, so fucking amazing. Anyways, they do a breast exam when you get your pap smear. A breast exam when you're breastfeeding? Oh my God. They're not pressing hard, but she's pressing. She's checking. I wanted to die. It was so painful having her little fingers tap all over my boobs. But anyway, it's important and we're clear and that's good. Self-exams. Okay. Do your self-exams, get your mammograms. This is something I could talk about for so long that you guys would literally tell me to shut up, but you wouldn't because you would be just as excited as me. And that's Vivarel. I am such a stan of Vivarel. I truly, before I worked with them ever, I thought this was the most genius thing in the world. This is coming from someone who has a serious problem with loving designer things. You guys know I am new money, okay? But I'm trying to be better. You know, this is a finance podcast and I'm trying to be better with my money. and not just, drop stacks on designer bags just because like I can. And now I'm a mother. Okay. So I really can't. I can't be doing that. And yes, I had a daughter, so everything feels like I can just, pass it down to her, but I have enough. So now I turn to Vivrel because I need to borrow bags. I need to borrow these designer bags. They're amazing. Vivrel is a members only club that is providing members access to borrow designer handbags, but not just handbags, jewelry, watches, diamonds. And the best part is Vivrel has no return dates. Okay. So members, you can swap your items once a month or keep items for as long as you like. Now, here's the thing. I just got this amazing, fabulous Bottega bag that I'm using as my diaper bag because she's bougie. And I'm not giving it back. I might even buy it because it does give you the option to buy it as well. And then it's still like so much cheaper than you could ever get at retail or any other resale sites as well. Like Vivrel just is like the best. So anyways, I haven't returned that one, but when I do decide to return it, I can just swap it out for something else. It's amazing. They have a couple tiers, but the most popular one is the Classique tier. It's $139 a month. So you could have the most fabulous, like this bag that I have right now is, I think retails for like $7,000 for $139 a month. Like there's just no better time to sign up. Okay. Because they are adding millions of dollars worth of inventory. You heard me right. Millions of dollars worth of inventory to their closet weekly. So there's always new pieces to borrow and love. Seriously, I go on there like once a week just to like check in, and they have the most amazing closet stocked with brands like Prada, Fendi, Saint Laurent, Dior, more, Bottega, like Chanel. And they just gave me the highest code that they offer. I posted about this on my Instagram. I always have like a percentage off. No, this is like a free month. Okay. Perfect time to join. You have my referral code. Probably it's going to get your first month free of membership. That just is like nothing I've ever had code wise before. I am telling all my friends to sign up with it because it's just amazing. So go to vivrel.com and apply for membership today using code probably for your first month of membership free. The code will also allow you to skip the Vivrel wait list. You don't have to wait in line when you're with me, baby. That's vivrelle.com and use code probably for your first month free. Insane. But anyways, do the pap smear, do the exam, and then she's like, all right, let's look at that. She didn't say this. All right, let's look at that booty hole. She didn't say that. But she looks at it, and I swear, if Taylor had not been there, because all Taylor and I talk about is my hemorrhoids, if she had not been there, I don't think she would have believed me. The doctor said, and seriously, like I'm really not trying to brag. The doctor said, that's the smallest hemorrhoid I've ever seen in my life. I said, no. And Taylor went like this. What? Like her head like spun around like, what? I said, no. Yeah, I don't think you understand. I have rectal prolapse. She said, Shannon, no, you don't. I said, yes, I do. When I do the thing, rectum comes out. She goes, I don't know what is coming out that you think, but it's not. And I said, what in the fuck? I said, I've gotten a mirror. What is that? She goes, I mean, it's your hemorrhoid. It might kind of, come out a little bit when you do that, but this is so tight. Cause I was like, what surgery did I get? And can they even do a surgery on something as bad as, am I too far gone? And she said, Shannon, that it's literally the smallest hemorrhoid I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I said, Doc, that's the best news I've ever heard in my life. But I can't explain to you how much I was so happy to hear that, but I was also like, I feel defeated. I feel like like that can't be, you know what it felt like? It felt like just like belittling my feelings. Like, no, I have rectal prolapse, which I did laugh because I told the doctor, I said, you know what's funny? I messaged to the nurse in the portal, explained to her that I had rectal prolapse, explained everything that happened when I went number 2. And she messaged me back and said, here's a script for some hemorrhoid cream. And she laughed and she goes, yeah, she probably knew you didn't have rectal prolapse. And I was like, I was so annoyed when that nurse sent me that. Here's some hemorrhoid cream. I was like, I don't think you heard me right, nurse. I have rectal prolapse. She's probably like, girl, no, you don't. Anyways, that's good news that I'm somehow, for some reason, bothered by. Why? I don't know. But anyway, just wanted to update you guys on the intestines around my rectum that I know you guys are itching to hear about. Itching, that's funny. If you have hemorrhoids, then you know. Anyways, so yeah, then she cleared me for all the stuff. We did the PAP, we got that in and out, and then we left. So shifting gears immediately to something more pleasant. Okay, so many questions. And this is like a fun little conversation because everyone, and I meant to talk about this during the birth podcast, and then we did blah, 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 I forgot. But so many people want to know if she has red hair, which I do feel like her hair has like been seen a couple times here and there, but like you never can tell. Like I couldn't tell for so long. Like, well, first of all, I knew she didn't have red hair. So if you guys remember the birth podcast, and correct me if I'm wrong, Courtney, did we talk about the fact that you could see her head for like 2 hours and then maybe take a nap and you could see her head? And they like forced me to take a nap because I was pushing for so long. And James, me, everyone was like, should she take a nap right now? And they were like, she literally doesn't have any energy left. Like there's like, and I didn't. I was literally like, you know, like you're having contractions every 3 minutes and you're having to push for 30 full seconds every 3 minutes we were going on like 3 hours. They were like, you literally have to rest. And I was like, and James was like, it was just so crazy because they were telling you to take a nap and I could see our daughter's head. Like she wasn't crowning, but like they could see her head. So anyways, I was like, yeah, I guess this is a good time to, you know, catch a couple Z's, get into some REM sleep. So anyways, I knew her hair color wasn't red because and I never used a mirror or anything like that. When they first saw her head, Taylor and James were like, oh, my mom never went down there. I don't know. She just said she wanted to stay behind my shoulders. And maybe she's squeamish. I don't know. Maybe she just didn't want to. I don't know. But Taylor and James were like, oh, we see her hair. And I just knew by their reaction that it wasn't red. Because like, they would have been like, oh, we see her hair. Like, I don't know how to explain the octave in their voice and their reaction. I was like, she's not a redhead. Because I just feel like I would have been able to see it in their face. And so I was just like, already, which by the way, as you guys know, my prediction, which is so laughable, that I predicted, Courtney just clipped it, that she would be 7 pounds, 4 ounces and have brown hair, blue eyes. Now her eyes do look blue, but I think all babies have like that bluish gray eye. I don't think we'll know her eye color. I mean, me and James both have blue eyes. So if you do your little Punnett square, I'm pretty sure she has like a 98% chance of having blue eyes. But I don't know like what her eyes will really look like. I mean, I think they're beautiful because I'm toxically a new mother. So I'm like, she's so beautiful. But I don't think I can answer that question yet. And there is a chance James has a lot of green eyes in his family. There is a chance she could have green eyes. But anyways, her hair, I just knew it wasn't red. And then she comes out and it's definitely like, it's like dark, like James's hair, dark brown. And then it's crazy. Well, this is kind of crazy because everyone keeps saying this to me. It could still turn red. It could still turn red. Like I'm just like so devastated that my beautiful daughter has like brown hair. Like I don't need it to turn red. Like everyone said to me, don't worry, mama, it could still turn red. I'm like, it doesn't need to. It's okay. Like no worries. So anyways, all that being said, of everyone being like, it could still turn, I will say, it is getting lighter and lighter. Here's my next prediction. I predict, I could be wrong, I kind of predict she goes blonde. You know how some babies are born dark and then they go like so blonde? Didn't your daughter go blonde after being dark? I feel like that happens a lot. And James's sister and other brother were born with like, you know, brown hair and then it goes blonde. I feel like her hair is lightening up. And then I will say this, okay, and this is not me being toxic because I swear I do. She is not a redheaded baby. I just do not think she is. But in certain lights, in certain sunshine, when it hits her hair, I'm like, that looks a little reddish. Like it doesn't. And literally no one has said that to me other than me. And I'll be like, wait, look at her hair right there. Do you think it looks kind of red? And James is like, no. And my mom's like, I don't think so. Now let me get to this next part. And again, I cannot speak on my daughter's skin color because I truly do not know what she's going to look like. Like all babies literally change so much. But I will say, speaking from a ginger herself and speaking as someone who like literally has seen so many baby photos of myself, when she was born, I said, oh, first of all, she had brown hair. But remember my prediction was that she's going to be brown hair, possibly pale skin and blue eyes. That's how my sister is. And if you guys know what my dad looks like, it's really a good comparison because like my mom and I look identical coloring wise and a lot of other like wise, genetics wise, face wise. My dad literally looks so much like James. And I'm not talking about like their faces or anything, but their coloring is the exact same. Okay. Other than my dad having brown eyes. So it's kind of a good, like, it's a good example to think of like, what are these babies going to look like? I'm like, well, what do my siblings and I look like? That's literally my mom and dad or me and James coloring wise. And so anyways, I just kind of assumed pale must really come through hard, or my mom's pale genes are hard because my dad literally is like a gorgeous tan mahogany dresser 12 months out of the year. And none of us children got it. None of us. So I'm like, yeah, you know, fat chance any of my kids get to be tan like James are, but maybe I have somewhere deep inside my bones, I have my dad's tan gene. It's not coming out. It's not doing anything, but it lives inside of me. Okay. And then maybe that coupled with James being tan, maybe I'll have cute tan babies. Who knows? Not that there's anything wrong with pale babies. I was one myself. Okay. But it's just less admin. You know what I mean? Like, do you know how many pool shirts I had to wear? I had to have on deck I was the kid in t-shirts in the pool. Okay. My mom, you can't keep sunscreen on a kid when they're just in the water, out the water. My mom just started strapping t-shirts to us. I'm in the water. My t-shirt's bubbling up. I'm not winning races when we're playing fucking capture the flag in the pool. I'm not winning. I'm being pulled down by this giant t-shirt because I'm so pale. My mom's scared I'm going to get sunburned. Hats. So many hats you don't want to wear. Anyways, like I said, less admin. Pale baby, beautiful, cute, love it. Am I toxic to say wouldn't mind a tan one? Wouldn't mind. Anyways, I have been a Nutrafol girly for so long. You guys have heard me start my ads in my podcast with, I'm on my hair journey. And I still am. But the journey it's shifting. Okay. There's a fork in the road and it's called postpartum. And we've got to take a direction and it is still Nutrafol. All paths lead to Nutrafol because they have an amazing formula called the postpartum formula, which I have actually gifted to my friends before because I think it's an amazing gift to give to new moms because as you know, we're losing all these hormones, all these things are out of whack. And then we experience hair shedding, hair thinning. And I don't want that. No, because I've been growing my hair out for so long and it's been so thick and amazing from using Nutrafol's women's formula that I want it to stay amazing. Okay. So I am now taking their postpartum formula, which I love because it is drug-free. It is totally breastfeeding safe. I am so thankful for it. And you've probably seen a million people talk about Nutrafol because it's literally the number one dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. That's right. I'm one of them. And you can feel great about what you're putting into your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF Contents certified. Okay, so that's the gold standard and third-party certification for supplements. They're not messing around, all right? And now while many supplements rely solely on ingredient studies, Nutrafol, they really get to the root issues, okay? They clinically test final formulations to ensure their efficiency using a variety of hair measurement tools, like they got hair counts, pull tests, and that's gonna assess the growth, the quality, shedding, texture. Like they are straight up scientists doing this, okay? And it does work. Tried and true. I'm an example of that. You have to stay consistent with it. I think I saw really legit results after 3 months of using their women's formula. So I'm excited to see their postpartum formula. Now, adding Nutrafol into your daily routine is very simple. You just purchase online, no prescription required. Automated deliveries, free shipping, going to keep you on track. Okay. Plus with Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20% and you'll have access to free one-on-one naturopathic doctor consults to support you on your hair growth journey. So seriously, you've got so much here. They also even have a Headspace meditation membership included. You're just getting so much bang for your buck. So see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months. It took 3 months for me with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering my listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and you enter the promo code PROBABLY. Now find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code PROBABLY. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code PROBABLY. We have this baby. I have this baby. And her skin looks a bit olive. And I say, oh, doc, is she jaundice? She says, no, but we haven't done the Billy Rubin. Anyways, they hadn't done that test yet. She's like, well, no, for sure, but I don't think she is. I was like, okay. And then they do the Billy Rubin test for jaundice. And they say whatever percentile is 0 jaundice. And I said, oh, okay. Then I wait until she has her first pediatrician checkup. Maybe it was even her second, because they have the first one so soon. Second checkup, I said, oh, just by the way, doctor, I was just wondering, do you think she's jaundice at all? And she goes, jaundice? No, I don't think she's jaundice at all. And I said, so she's tan. So you think, so my baby's tan. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying to me, doctor? And she goes, I wouldn't call her tan. And I said, you're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. Anyways, yeah, that's really freaky. Anyone listening to this is what the fuck did she care so much about having a tan baby? But I don't know. It's just you wish for things that you didn't have growing up. I wish for more for her. Okay. And I wish for her to be tan. But if she is pale, there's no better person to have as a mother than me. Okay. I'll help her and I'll try not to spill my toxicity into her brain about being pale. Anyways, I'm pale right now. I've been loving it. Honestly, the colors look great on me pale. This color, people have been telling me I look gorgeous all day. I'm burning up. I'm so hot. Also so smelly. You are so smelly when you breastfeed. Smelly, smelly, smelly girl. Smelly girl. But I think they just say that that's about breastfeeding. I hope. I'm showering regularly and wearing deodorant. And I'm not usually that smelly of a person. So I do think it's breastfeeding. But yeah, that's, where we're at right now. How are things going? I'm not ever going to be someone that speaks on my baby's sleep schedule or how she's doing temperament wise or disposition wise, because I'm a firm believer in superstitions and I do not want to jinx anything. So when things are going good, I ain't telling y'all. When things are going bad, I ain't telling y'all. Also, like, here's the thing I've learned. You have good days, you have bad days, and she is a baby. Like, she'll be doing so great, and then she, like, will have, like, a little, moment, and I'm just like, she's just reminding us that she's a baby. And when I say that, people are like, she's reminding you that she's the boss, because the baby is the boss for a long time. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So, anyways, James and I are doing well. I did have all these questions about my mental health at my checkup just now, and I says, I'm doing good. Actually, there was this really funny question in the questionnaire that you have to take at your 6-week follow-up. It was like, do you find you find that you're blaming yourself for everything? I said, it says like, yes, no, sometimes, a lot of the times. I said, where's the multiple choice answer for no, but my husband? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'll just be like, it's your fault. That is such a nice, easy thing to do. I actually really need to work on that because I really find myself, I'm really snappy. And I think that just comes with one, being a new mom, first time mom, two, like hormonally and breastfeeding and all the things. But like, I'm like really fucking snappy. And I don't want to be, I like sense myself being snappy. And then I'm like right now, I thought of something I just told James to do before I started this podcast. And I'm sure he's doing it right now. But behind that closed door, I just want to open the door and go, are you doing that? Why do I want to do that? I don't know. I just want to snap at him. I'm working on it. And also, I'm not. I'm not working on it. Don't care. It's just my time to be snappy. All right. Something that they asked me about during the checkup was birth control. Do you want to discuss birth control? I was like, oh God, I don't need to do that anytime soon, right? Because can't you not get pregnant when you're breastfeeding? That's a myth. That's a myth. And you know what's so funny? Taylor actually went with me to my appointment, and Taylor goes, what are you talking about? Do you know how you have your third goddaughter, Novi? I'm like, oh my God, so true. It's so true. Also, I don't even know if we've talked about it since she's posted on social media, so I can obviously talk about it now. But like, can you believe that she's having a boy? Taylor's having a boy, and I'm gonna have a godson, and literally he'll be younger than my daughter. So I don't wish for that union to take place, but that's kind of crazy. She could be a cradle robber. Who knows? All right, what else are we going to talk about? We could talk about one more thing in regards to my follow-up appointment. Okay, there was a lot of good news all around. I'm going to probably say this wrong. Diastasis recti. No, I think I said that right. Diastasis recti is basically like the part of your abdomen that is showing and it having separation. So like when you're pregnant, your abdominal muscles can completely separate, or they could stay intact, or they could just separate a little bit. But like everyone's different, and some people have like an extreme separation of their abdomen when they're pregnant, which really makes sense. I would have assumed, and I said to the doctor, has mine closed back up? And she was like, no, sometimes people don't separate. And I thought, how? My stomach was huge and I had a 9-pound baby, and she was like, your muscles could just be doing what they're supposed to do. I said, damn, my body is a fucking machine. But basically she was like, let me check for your diastasis recti or your rectal separation. Rectal? No, fuck, shit. Everything's about the butthole. Not rectum. Rectal. No. Abdomen. Diastasis recti. Why is it recti? Anyways, I'm no Greek linguistic. I gotta stop talking. Seriously, we're getting too deep. I'm starting to talk in another language. I don't understand it myself even. Okay. Basically, she was checking for the abdominal separation, and she goes, oh, good. And I said, what? She goes, you're only half a finger separation. And I said, oh, yay. Oh, only half a finger. Like, what's that scale? What's that unit of measurement? Okay. I asked Taylor, what was yours? She was like, I was a full finger. I was like, what is that? What's like the worst case? 3 fingers? I don't know. 3 fingers. Now we're just talking about prom night. Like, what's going on here? Like, what are these units of measurement? And then I started thinking about how they check your cervix. You're trying to tell me it's 2025 and you can't tell how dilated a woman is without absolutely like finger fucking her. And like, listen, I know you guys are going to be like, Shannon, that is so ridiculous for you to say. Like, these are units of measurements for doctors. Like, this is a medical thing. And yeah, I agree. But like, y'all don't have anything. Like, aren't everyone's hands and fingers different? Like, the unit of measurement to check if you're dilated is literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like what is that? That's crazy. And then they're telling us like your 4 fingers dilated centimeters equals 7. It just feels like crazy. It feels really crazy. it feels very American. Like, does that fall into line with the metric and what's the metric system? And then we use the what system? Don't ask me these questions. Y'all didn't. You're literally just like telling on yourself how stupid you are. And one thing about me in regards to looking stupid, nobody is going to make me look dumber than me. I am never accidentally caught in situations where someone else makes me look stupid. The only person that makes me look stupid is me. And I just keep on doing it. Okay. I keep doing it over and over. Metric and standard. And we use standard. Oh, okay. Imperial. Doesn't someone use imperial?
Imperial and standard are the same.
Aha. Okay. We've really switched up the wording. Okay. Something that my mom always did growing up was have a Christmas card. Now, as children, it is the dreaded moment where you have to take a picture with your parents and you're like, no. And she's like, it's for the Christmas card, smile. No, my mom doesn't sound like that if she's listening to this podcast. Listen, then you become an adult and you realize how sweet and precious it is to send Christmas cards, especially now that James and I have started our own family. Like, I am so excited to send off Christmas cards every year, and I am always using Minted because Minted is just that girl when it comes to sending stationery, creating your own stationery, but mostly just these holiday cards. They have so many options because I want them to look different every year. Like, when you stack them up, I keep one in like a memory box, and when you go through the years, I want them to look different, and they have so many options. And here's the thing. Receiving real mail these days, it's a joy. It's a joy to open your mailbox and have a real tangible card. And I just love being able to send those to my friends and family. Now, Minted has unmatched paper quality and customization options that allow you to up-level your holiday cards, really make a statement. They've got like luxurious hand-pressed foil accents. I'm always adding that little button. I'm clicking the card. I'm like, does it have a foil option? Add foil. So cute. This year, I'm trying to decide if I want to go with like a standard holiday card, or they also have these ornament ones that are like hard cardstock, but like with a string on it. So someone could hang it on their tree. I just think that's so cute. Make an impression. They've got Minted's letterpress design. So that's like where the actual, the words are like pressed into the cardstock. So it's like physically letterpressed. Oh my God. It's just like so bougie and nice with really good quality pricing as well. So my favorite part though is they have free recipient addressing. Now, one thing about me, I want to create this card and then I want to get it and I want to slap some stamps on them. I want to put them in the mail. What I don't want to do is have to get all of my addresses and then handwrite the addresses. No. So Minted has free recipient addressing, free FREE service that makes sending cards incredibly easy. So you simply just upload your contacts. Minted's going to print each address on your envelopes along with a beautiful coordinated design. And like I said, for free. And Minted just makes things easier with free recipient addressing, printing all of your loved ones' addresses on envelopes for free. Like I said, I just love it so much. So bring your traditions to life with independent art and design this holiday season. Use code probably for 20% off Minted holiday cards, gifts, and wrapping paper. Oh, I'm going to check out their wrapping paper. Again, that is code probably for 20% off your Minted holiday cards, gifts, and wrapping paper. Okay, so now I think it's really important. I was going to make a video about this for social media, but honestly, it's like more podcast worthy because it's going to be long form. Let's talk about my stay in the hospital, which was like glorious because I only had to stay one day. Now, people are really back and forth about this. I'm actually curious, Courtney, did you want to stay in the hospital longer or did you want to get the hell out of there?
No, I'm out.
She wanted out, she said. Okay, and I have people that like are like, get me out, get me home. Taylor's like, it's literally this reason and obviously a bunch more, but like it's literally why I wanted a home birth because then you're just home. And I'm like, wow, that is really nice. So it couldn't be me. Like I gotta say, and I think having my first baby, I realized how deeply, deeply important an epidural is to me. Like that contraction that made me throw up because it was just like the most painful contraction, which by the way, I will say I did have Pitocin, which they say your contractions are more intense and obviously come on a lot faster because I was induced with Pitocin, but like, yo, count me out. Like I cannot believe people say no epidural for me. And there are gonna be a lot of people like, what do you mean, girl? It's poison. It's this, it's that, or the female body's incredible. Mine's not. Clearly it's not because I loved that shit. Even though I got way too much, like, and then had to back off and then it almost made me die with my blood pressure, I think. Who knows? But yeah, I was just thrilled to the gills to have it. I really loved it. So I was thankful that we were only in the hospital for one day. I do wonder, I think I just had incredible nurses that were like, yeah, if you want to leave, you can leave. I do also wonder if it was just the fact that I had her on the most popular birthday of the year. Like they had told us like 110 babies were born this day. So I wonder if when I was like, could I leave a day early? They're like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like we need this room. Maybe that was why. But we got our bill in the mail. insurance is crazy. Like in a good, like that's great that we have insurance. Okay. I know free healthcare, other countries have free healthcare. I'm just talking about the US and me having, I'm so glad that my health insurance guy was like, hey, you should get this maternal one for if you plan on having babies. I was like, well, do I need to do that? Holy shit. They sure do love to make, that is so much money. And then I got the insurance bill in the mail that was like, this is what we covered and this is what you owe. And I was like, oh, thank God. It's great. It's so expensive to have a baby. Anyways, it would have been more expensive if we had spent another day in the hospital. So maybe not. I think they covered 2 days. Anyways, I was in the hospital room and I need to talk about what I packed for the hospital. Let's just talk about my postpartum stay in general. I think I did discuss my lazy bladder. I did say that, it's just out here. Just the first 3 days after birth, I was like, oh, this is bad. Because even when I was home, I was still standing up and my whole bladder was emptying. And I was like, oh no. And my mom was like, so you should definitely let your doctor know that's happening. And I was like, I think this probably just happens to everybody after they give birth. She goes, not like that. Not like that. I was like, okay, that did fix itself within 3 days. What is that called? Bladder incompetence. I had like full bladder incompetence where it was just like releasing every single ounce and drop of anything in my bladder the second I stood up. Like, that's crazy. If you are a pelvic floor therapist, reach out to me. Okay. I do plan to do some pelvic floor therapy just because I pushed for so long, but the bladder emptying has subsided. Although I am already your classic mama. When I sneeze, I'm gonna pee a little, okay? And that's just gonna happen. It's already happened a couple times, and I thought, this is so mom meme coded. Like this, I am literally a walking meme of like first time mama. Like literally when I sneeze, I pee. I don't think I'll ever jump on a trampoline again. I don't think that would ever be safe for me to do. So anyways, yeah, pelvic floor therapy is in my future, but we were in there. I was peeing myself. I had the catheter, which I loved for so many reasons. I wish I could live with a catheter. It was so great. And yeah, so that went well. We left. Everything was great. Putting her in the car seat for the first time. Oh, you know what was so funny? We had obviously like an infant car seat for her to go in. They were like putting her in it. And the nurse was like, I think we need to remove this part. I was like, what part of the, wait, why are we removing that part? It was the infant insert. Okay. My girl was so big. They were like, we had to remove this insert. And when I later realized what it was, I was like, wait, that's like, because babies are so small, they have these little inserts that you put in there to like, fill up the car seat so that she's still snug in there and not like sliding out. No, my girl, they said, take that insert out. I said, okay, big girl. I don't mean to body shame my infant daughter who I love. Actually, like I'm obsessed with having a big chunky baby. She's so cute. I tell her to put butter on her rolls and eat them. I do need to stop with baby talk. James is like, it's a lot of baby talk. And I was like, what do you mean no baby talk? And sometimes that like irks me. Like when I hear people do it constantly, listen, I get it. She's a baby. You're going to baby talk. But I don't want to be doing it 24/7, but it just comes out of you. Okay. Oh my God. Someone was messaging me. I will get back to this. This is the hospital bag. And Courtney has sent me like what was in my hospital bag. And I need to go through and tell you what I used and didn't use. So we're going to get back to that. But there was someone who was messaging me. So basically, and I talked about this a little bit on Instagram, but in the beginning, when I first brought her home, I was so like overwhelmed with emotions. I think obviously just like your hormones just like leave your body all at once, right? And I did encapsulate my placenta. I am taking it. It's not really grossing me out. I don't know if it's helping me. I've had it really like, I've had a lot of happiness and light and joy. So like that's good. So I don't know if that did help. They say re-entering the placenta hormones into your body can help like stave off postpartum depression, but also some people say that's not true at all. But I would say, why not? It's my placenta. Why not encapsulate it and then eat it? Okay, sure. Freak. So I'm taking those. It's not grossing me out like I thought it would. It's fine. And anyways, when I first got home, I was like trying to like, do cute things with my daughter, like sing to her, like when I'm rocking her. I couldn't do it. Guys. I was like, first of all, I was drawing blanks. What do I sing to her? Like I couldn't think of anything. Like Adele, hello from the other side. Like, what do you sing to a baby? Like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Dove. Why couldn't I think of that at the time? I couldn't. Blank, 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 blank. What do you sing? What do you sing? Nothing. So anyways, I was like, okay, then I thought of something. I said, well, my grandma used to sing to me. She used to say, I love you, a bushel and a peck, and I love my Shannon. I love Shannon. Anyways, my grandma would sing that to me. My mom would sing cute little things to me like that. I was like, let's sing that to Daisy. You guys, I got to, I love you. And then I'm sobbing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I waited like another couple days. I said, I'm doing good. I think I can sing to her today. I'll sing, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. I got to, you are my sun. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Imagine me getting to the part, when skies are gray. No, I couldn't do it. Like, actually, like, honestly, I mean, I could cry right now thinking about how sweet it is. Like, I was too emotional. I couldn't do it. Then it's, I think, like week 2, right? And it's the middle of the night and James is going to do something. He's either like putting my bottles of milk in the fridge or he's like going to get something for her. I don't remember, but I was changing her and she was not even really that fussy, but I was just kind of like humming to her. Yeah, she was fussy and I was humming to her. You know what came to me? Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. I don't know why, but I just started singing that. And then I stopped because I was like, that's fucking weird. Why am I singing her Christmas carols? But she loved it. And I was just singing it. And then the next night I was like, why did I think of that Christmas carol? I need to think of a better song. Like, maybe like a new song or an old song that like, pretty little baby, like something cute, right? I'm doing something. James is out of the room. I start singing. And a happy new year. Why am I singing We Wish You a Merry Christmas? I cannot think of anything but Christmas carols. James walks in. He hears me. He goes, are you humming We Wish You a Merry Christmas? I said, yeah, all I can think about is Christmas carols. I said, it's so weird. Anyways, fast forward weeks. It's been weeks, you guys. If she's fussy, because now she gets, properly fussy here and there. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. She loves them. And it's all I can think of. Anyways, it's fucking weird. I need to think of more songs other than Christmas carols. But I posted this on Instagram and someone messaged me and I was like, I'm 100% stealing this. I don't know if I screenshotted her name. I need to give her credit for this. But she was like, I said the only other song I ever sing, and I only sing the one line of it. The song that's like, whoa, 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 it's magic. Or I know, guys, don't quit your day job, Shannon. You've got one hell of a set of pipes on you. The song. I think it was a funny song that they made up about Ozempic too. Oh, Ozempic, we know. Anyways, it's that song by Pilot called Magic. It's like, oh, it's magic. Anyways, I sing that song, but I take the words out and I say, mommy knows. Like when I'm changing her diaper, I'm like, oh, it's magic. Mommy knows. Or sometimes I say, Daisy knows. And I just sing that one line over and over and over. That's the only other song I have other than A Christmas Carol. And I posted that and someone messaged me. Okay, a few people messaged me. And if you are someone that does this, please, I need to put a question box on my Instagram and be like, if you do this, what are the things you change and what songs you do? Because I screenshotted this girl. She said she sings this to her daughter, and I've started doing it now. And I literally told her, I said, I will be stealing this. Okay, wait, her name is Katie Lee. Katie Lee, shouts out. She goes, I sing the song, the song, Pretty Little Baby, da 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 da. It's like going viral on Instagram right now. It's an old school song. Anyway, she goes, I sing, stinky little baby, she pooped her diaper, stinky little baby, needs me to wipe her. I'm like, I love it. I just sing it all the time today. Stinky little Daisy, she pooped her diaper. I mean, it's so obnoxious and I can't stop. And I messaged her back. I said, stealing this. She goes, another one I have is, I'm like, love. She said when she breastfeeds, she goes, little booby baby, she'll nurse for hours, little booby baby, and grow like flowers. I'm like, okay, wait, actually I could stop again. That's so sweet. Why can't I think of cute stuff like that? Anyways, I was like, I'm stealing all of this from you. That's so cute. Okay, so yeah, that's the only stuff I can sing, and we'll see where we're at with that. This is the coolest thing I have ever heard of recently. So this is Face Foundry. It's an open concept focused facial bar. Okay, a facial bar. I love. It's offering efficient, effective services for all things face. Because listen, you should do more than just pamper. You should make facials a part of your true routine, not just like a once in a blue moon. Oh my God, I'm treating myself. Like, no, like put facials in your lineup, okay? Because Face Foundry, they are providing affordable, result-driven facials, lash, and brow services. And that's what I love about them. It's result-driven. It's not just like, ooh, pamper. Like, facials always feel good. I love them. But like, let's get some results out of these things, know? So Face Foundry makes facials approachable, affordable, and accessible, okay? In under an hour. And that to me is great because like sometimes I just need the results and I need to get in and get out. I don't want it to be this whole long ordeal. And it's going to be at a fraction of the price of a traditional spa. Now, facials, like I said, they need to be a part of your routine, not just a rare indulgence. And Face Foundry is helping you actually keep up with it. So they've got affordable pricing, quality services, and hours outside of 9 to 5. Love that, including nights and weekends. So I know it's hard sometimes when we're working 9 to 5 or you're just like, you got the stresses of daily lives and your week's going on. And then you try to book something in and they're like, sorry, we're closed on the weekend, or sorry, we close at 5. Like, no, they've got such great hours and they're going to tackle all skin concerns, including elegant aging. I love that. Elegant aging, acne, dryness, you name it, all other fans' favorite services like, of course, cryo and dermaplaning. I love dermaplaning. I feel like my makeup goes on so much better with that. And then knowing that I could just get in and get out with Face Foundry and get that done, I love that. Now they've got 65 and growing locations nationwide. Make it easy. Book wherever life takes you, okay? So if you're out of town, look it up. I bet the city has a Face Foundry. So you can have your self-care days to special occasions, whatever you want. And the vibe is very like open concept facial bar with high-end results. No robes or cucumbers, just efficient, effective services while maintaining a relaxing experience. You're still going to be relaxed when you go in there, okay? And for my brow girlies, if you need brow laminations or a lash lift, a tint, whatever. And sometimes I am on like vacation and I'm like, dang, my lashes are so blonde. Like I need to get them tinted. They've got that for a perfect finishing touch for low maintenance polished look. You don't have to wear as much makeup. I feel like when you've got your brows and lashes done, it's just great. Now, Face Foundry, their estheticians are trained experts who help keep your skin amazing, and they understand your skin, okay? They're not just going to treat it. They're going to try to really understand it. So if you guys want to visit facefoundry.com and use code probably at checkout, you will get 20% off your first service. I'm using my own code for this as well because I just love that. Now that's Face Foundry, FACEFOUNDRIE.com, FACEFOUNDRIE.com. Use code probably for 20% off your first service. Now let's go to my hospital bag. Okay, so I'm literally, sweat is dripping down every orifice of my body. Why am I wearing this sweater set? Stuff I packed for the hospital. Roller and duffel. So if you recall, I had a duffel bag and then now the duffel bag didn't have anything crazy in it. It honestly just had like my pillow, which I did use, and it had a blanket, which I did not need the blanket. I think the blankets that were on the hospital bed were fine. And like there was so many cords and things, and I had like a bladder bag strapped to like the lower part of my leg, and like there was like blood everywhere. Like, you know, you're like, every time you sit up, you're like gushing blood. So like they have like puppy pads. It wasn't a place for your personal blanket. It just wasn't. So their blankets sufficed fine. So I think I gave it to James for his like little couch. And then I had a blanket. This is so comical. Lola blankets, which are great blankets that I love, but they're like very fuzzy blankets. Like now that you understand, like when you have an infant, like you don't want to lay them on like a big fuzzy blanket. Like they'll sink into it. You're worried about them suffocating. The fuzz is getting on their new babiness. Like I did not use at all that tiny little shouts out Lola. They did send it to me for free and I appreciate you guys. We've used it since, but there was no place for it at the hospital. The blankets, no need. Okay. I did bring my mom's heating pad that she gifted me one year because it was like a really sentimental gift. I did not use the heating pad, but I could have used it when I got my epidural. The only thing is I don't think it would have helped. When I got that epidural and I had like the intense shakes and shivers that I talked about in the birth episode, I wasn't cold. Like everyone kept being like, oh my God, do you want blankets? And I'm like, I'm not cold. I'm just like gyrating. My teeth are chattering, but I'm not physically cold. It's such a weird sensation. Anyways. Okay. 2 pairs of fuzzy socks with grips. For what? Literally, no. For what? I did not put a pair of socks on. Okay. Washcloths for my face. Okay. Here's what happens. And I keep seeing photos of new moms because now it's like, you know, if you have a yellow card, you keep seeing yellow cards. My algorithm is all baby content. It's new mom content, whatever. And I applaud, like Claudia was only in the hospital for 1 day, I think, or 2 days, maybe. I don't know. And she like put her makeup on and took like a pargy picture. And everyone that like puts their makeup on either right before they give birth or after they give birth to have a photo, that is like so great. And I am not judging you at all because like literally one thing about me, I'm trying to put a full face of glam on to go to the grocery store. Okay. Like this is not me being a pick me girl. Like how could you ever, no, I brought all my makeup. I was so delusional about giving birth early that I kept my makeup packed in like the to-go bag, my little like travel toiletry bags for 3 weeks before, because I was like, I will have these items with me and they will all be correct because I will be doing my makeup at the hospital. You could not have paid me to put makeup on when I was in the hospital. And granted, again, I was only there for a short amount of time, but like you couldn't have paid me. You couldn't have paid me to put makeup on. I didn't touch it. So there's a lot of things I brought to like take makeup off, like that's on this list, like washcloths and like micellar water and like the makeup pads. And then I was like, oh, and then I might need waterproof stuff. No, like I didn't use any of that because like I could not have wanted makeup on me less. And I never used it. I never put a stitch on it. Okay. Anyways. And there are going home, like those like sweet sentimental going home from the hospital pictures that I'm looking at where I'm like, damn, bitch, you could have used some concealer. Okay. What else? Nursing bra. I didn't wear a nursing bra, mostly because like you just have colostrum at that point, and my boobs weren't like, my milk took a while to come in. I'll tell you guys that. That was really stressful for me, and I could actually go on a little like tangent about that because I think breastfeeding is already like a really stressful thing in general. Like you want to do it right. You hope your baby latches. You hope all these factors don't come into play. We know too much. You know what I mean? Back in the day, they just stuck their baby on the boob and the baby did it or didn't. And then whatever. Now we just know so much, tongue ties and this and that. And there's so much stress that involves around. And then there's all these people that are like fed baby's best baby. And you're like, yeah, I know. Of course I know. But like would love to be able to connect with my daughter on that level and breastfeed. Would love. One thing I didn't think about until the other day, I said, breast milk's free. Breast milk's free. I didn't even think about that. We haven't spent money on formula because breast milk's free. That's crazy. That's amazing. Anyways, and I have formula. I'm not against formula, and I have formula for backup, and we will eventually switch to formula. But I really thought about that. Like, damn, we haven't spent money on food yet for her. It's coming out of my boobs. But there's a lot of stress that surrounds breastfeeding, and my milk took 4 days to come in. Actually, maybe people were like, that's normal. But I just said to my doctor today, because she was asking about my emotional state and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, the only time I was probably really emotional and stressed was like the first 4 days, because I was just really worried about feeding her, because like you just have colostrum before your breast milk comes in. And I was like, my breast milk took a long time to come in. And I go, actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if this is a long time, but it took 4 full days, like when I was home. And she goes, that's a long time. So I was like, okay. If the doctor said it is, then it is. Okay. Anyways, it took a while for it to come in. And so I was just stressed and I was anxious and I was just like worried. But then when it came in, like it came in. Okay. And I was like, how will I know when the milk comes in? They're like, you'll know. And then they're right. You do. So anyways, nursing bras, I didn't use at all in the hospital because like, I just like didn't. Now I like need my boobs like held up at all times because they fucking hurt. But then I didn't. So no, I did not use any of my nursing bras. Going home outfit. Let me tell you what I went home in. I went home in what I came in. Okay. I was smart. I was not crazy, and which is so unlike me and so not Shannon, but I actually didn't pack a ton of stuff, for me, like outfit wise. The only thing that you guys gaslit me about was you were like, she needs more onesies. She needs more onesies. And Taylor's like, really? I just like, my babies were just like swaddled and like either they were just like in a diaper, like, and then like swaddled in blankets or like held or like in maybe a onesie when they left, of course. But like everyone was like, she needs more onesies, mama. Like she was swaddled at all times in the hospital. Like she didn't need onesies, and you guys gaslit me and made me pack like a fuck ton more onesies, and like she just didn't use those. But she did use one on her way home. Prada slides, I did arrive in those, so I did leave in those. Robe. I never used a robe, but also I had that catheter, so I wasn't getting up to go to the bathroom. So I could imagine a world in which you'd want to have your own robe. Also, everyone that showered at the hospital, they were very split. You guys were so split. Either people were like, ew, do not shower at the hospital. There's nothing like that post shower at home. And then some people were like, there's something euphoric about that first shower in the hospital post birth. I couldn't imagine showering. I didn't shower for a couple of days. When I got home, I just felt really like raw. Like I just felt like I just needed like I needed to be able to like walk without being like, like I didn't shower for, I think like 2 days until I got home, because I just like, and if y'all are like, you're disgusting. Like obviously you're using a Perry bottle. There's wet water and wipes and everything. Like I was very clean down there. I could have been cleaner. It was like you have a bidet, but I definitely like wanted a little bit before I could like stand and take a shower. Also, I think I took a bath way before you're supposed to. Oops. Loved it. It was amazing. It was like a sitz bath or whatever you call it. But anyways, so yeah, I didn't use anything that I bought for like the shower. Like I didn't touch toiletries other than like toothpaste and toothbrush. Like I literally did not touch a toiletry. I didn't do my skincare. I brought my whole skincare stuff, like my face wash. I brought it all. Like I didn't use any of that. I used my toothbrush and my toothpaste. Okay, so robe, didn't use that because I just kept the hospital gown on. I did change those. I changed that from one day to the next. For Daisy, swaddle and blanket. We did bring those Halo swaddles that are Velcro. They were too big for her, and the nurses just ended up swaddling her and showing us how to swaddle her in blankets. We've since then switched to a swaddle that I'm obsessed with called the Best Swaddle, B.E.S.T. It's from this like taking care of babies site or something, and we got a strut. She loves to lift her arms up, and we got a very strong girl, and it keeps her arms nice and tight down to her side, and she loves it when she's swaddled in those. So anyways, didn't use those at the hospital. Bamboo blanket. I slept with that. That is so true. There's this bamboo like natural blanket that I was going to put her in. I did not put her in that. I did not care about the little cute ducky blanket that they're like, it's synthetic. It's going to give her eczema. I was like, she's adorable. This is what every baby in the world is wrapped in. I don't give a fuck. Put her in it. But then I cuddled with the little bamboo blanket. Honestly, when we got home, it smelled like her in the hospital. And James was like, wash that immediately. And I was like, no, I love it. And he was like, it's been in the hospital. And I was like, I love it. We have since washed it, because that's gross. We've washed it. But anyways, I did snuggle with that. 3 outfits for Daisy. Y'all gaslit the fuck out of me. She did not need those. Socks for Daisy. Did she put socks on? I think she had onesie on, so she was fine. Toiletries. Wet ones. Nope. Hairbrush. Nope. Valtrex. Yes, I did take. Deodorant. Nope. Face moisturizer. Nope. Toothpaste and toothbrush. Yes. Eye mask. Yeah. Shannon. Put an eye mask on and go to sleep with your newborn baby. Yeah, okay. Why the fuck did I bring that? Scrunchie, I used. Chapstick, I used. Shampoo, conditioner, no. Face wash, no. Body wash, no. Belly oil. People that made me go get belly oil and put it in my bag after I did my video, and they're like, Yanni, you need belly oil. What are you fucking talking about? No. Okay, the avocado green mattress has been so wildly talked about. I was like, I gotta look into this. And honestly, I've got a lot of cribs around. We've got one at my mom's house. I've got one at our house. We have one in London. I wanted to find the world's best baby crib mattress, and people just could not stop talking about these avocado green ones. So I looked into it and I found out a lot of stuff about it. And one, their mission is to be the world's most sustainable brand. So they give back to the planet, which is amazing. Their dream is to kind of have this world united by sustainability and social responsibility. So they give back, okay? They have the GOTS certified organic mattresses, luxury pillows and bedding, and quality American made bed frames and furniture. I didn't even realize they had bed frames and furniture too, which is so nice. I was just like perusing their website, but it's really cool because like I said, they donate the 1% of the mattresses revenue to environmental nonprofits. They work with the membership for the 1% for the planet, which is really cool. Now, avocado green mattresses, they're going to be made using these premium organic materials. So GOLS, Gold Certified Organic Latex, and GOTS Certified Organic Cotton and Wool. That's really important to me. James went on a rant about like how long we sleep on mattresses, and I didn't really care. I was like, whatever, toxic. But then I was like, you're right. We should be sleeping on something organic. So we've really tried to get more into organic bedding and just true cotton and wool, which obviously avocado green mattresses is. And then something crazy happens. When you have a kid, you want the best of the best of the best for your child. And I was like, it will be organic. And they have so many different things. They have support for growing bodies because babies and children, they're going to need that proper support for their growing bodies. Like Avocado's array of infant, toddler, and kids mattresses. They have so many, you guys, like truly something for everyone. And they're soft and comfy, but they're also supportive. Everything matters for these little backs to grow. So they're supportive, and they also adapt to various sleeping positions and body types, which is supporting, of course, overall physical development. Now, Avocado is a certified B Corporation. So that's a business that balances purpose and profits. We love a big company that gives back. And Avocado is also the climate label certified. So they're verified as meeting high standards for climate performance, transparency, and accountability with long-term climate targets backed up by immediate funding and action. So they put their money where their mouth is. They put their funding and their actions where their mouth is. I love that. And as members of the 1% of the planet, they do, like I said, donate 1% of the mattress revenue to environmental nonprofits. It's just fantastic. Now, this impressive lineup of certifications sets their mattresses apart. Like they have truly so many certifications, and it's going to ensure the highest health and safety for our precious infants, toddlers, and kids. I just love that so much. And with code probably, by the way, you are going to save an extra $25 on crib and kid mattresses on top of their holiday sale. So that's an extra $25 off their current sale at avocadogreenmattress.com. With code probably, avocado, dream of better. And that is avocadogreenmattress.com with code probably. Oh, this is a good one. Electronics. Fan, no, but I understand if I would have been really hot like I am right now, it would have been nice to have a fan, but I didn't use that. I was shivering. Mini hatch. I don't understand this one. Like, why did I bring a sound machine? For what? I guess if there would have been a really loud like nurses station or like really loud like people outside the hospital or something and I was trying to sleep, maybe, but like why did I think I needed a sound machine? No. Disposable camera, yes. G7X camera, no. The little camcorder that we do home videos on, we did use that and it was really sweet. Did we? I don't know. Yeah. We did use that. I want to go back and look at that footage. Extra long phone charger we did use. iPad. Bring your iPad and bring a Fire Stick to watch when are you guys watching these shows? Like seriously, like when are you watching these shows? Bring your iPad so you can watch. I had it queued up. I had all our shows downloaded. I was like, damn, I really feel like I'm going to wish I had a Fire Stick to put on their TV. When are y'all watching these shows? Seriously, I could be being so toxic right now, but like, when are you doing this? I don't know. Tripod. We didn't end up using the tripod. They're funny about you recording in the birth room. I think for like a liability reason, because like they would never want you to catch on video if they did a whoopsie. I don't know. I think it's just like a hospital rule, but there was no real like reason or way to like put up a tripod. Fairy lights. I turned them on. Hey, we had them in there. We put them abouts in the labor room. I can't say they brought me much peace. I can't say I looked at them and thought, I'm so relaxed. I can't speak on that to be true. I can't. But we did put them about. And then it was like, I don't know why I was a little embarrassed because like when it was time to move to postpartum, the lady was like, because we had some like on like one of those like whiteboards. She was like, sorry. And then for your lights, do you want, who's going to grab these lights? And I was like, oh yeah, those are our fairy lights. If you guys don't want to keep them, you don't want to keep them, you can have them. Yeah. Okay. Makeup bag. No. Boppy. Did I end up bringing the boppy? We left it in the car. Someone said, bring it, put it in your car. If you needed to come grab it, you can grab it. I didn't end up using it for breastfeeding or anything. Stanley cup. I did use my Stanley cup. I did. I also use those hospital cups. I'm gonna might upset some people here. I don't get the hype. People that are like, that's my favorite cup. I still drink out of it. Taylor's one of those people. She's like, I took it home from the hospital and like drank out of it for so long. I love that hospital cup. Did you like that hospital cup? Courtney's shaking her head. Some people like ride or die for that hospital cup. I don't get it, but that's coming from someone who really likes cold water. I really, really like cold water. So didn't do it for me personally. No. Also, those popsicles at the hospital are dick fuck. Like you guys, I'll start the GoFundMe. You got to get better popsicles. When they offer you a popsicle, it's not even the ones in the. It's not even like the old school, just generic good popsicles, like in the sticks. There's something even shittier, if you can believe it. I don't even know. And then she's like, we have 2 flavors, banana or grape. I was like, bleh, neither. Ugh. Yikes. Yeah, I didn't like that cup. And that was my hospital bag. And that was what I did and didn't use. And yeah, I mean, when I tell you, if you were to really, what I need to do is take a picture. This is what I should do. I should take a picture of everything I had in that bag and then do a swipe to, and it would be so comical. It would be a toothbrush, toothpaste, chapstick, and a onesie. Like it would literally be that. Like, but you don't understand. Here's my thing. If you're packing for the hospital, do not just pack a toothpaste, toothbrush, chapstick, and a onesie. Do not do that. Because had I needed any of that stuff and not had it, I would have been distraught. Okay, it's knowing that you have the comforts of home and the comforts of what you want. It's knowing you have them there that really does bring you a peace of mind and sense of comfort. And who fucking cares? I got home and I unpacked the bag a week later. Who cares? You know, like you're not hurting anyone by packing this bag full of shit, bringing it and then bringing it home. Who are you hurting? Why people get so upset about it? You don't need all that, bitch. Who fucking cares? Who cares? Take your bag full of shit. Next time I have a baby, guess what I'm gonna bring? Probably all that stuff again. Because what if I needed it? You know, I would have had it and that feels good. But it is comical how much I use. None of it. But I know for a fact when I have my next baby, I will bring all that stuff back to the hospital. Because the idea of just bringing like phone, keys, wallet to give birth? No. No. Bring your shit, ladies. Bring your fairy lights, bring your shit. Now, I will leave you with this because Courtney goes, what did you mean when you texted me and said, orange juice, proud of myself, face bright red? I said, oh, I'm getting better about standing up for myself, i.e. what I just did, even though like I'm sweating just thinking about it. Well, also I just like, I know it sounds so stupid, but I really didn't think I'd have to like make a statement on it. I just thought everyone would be like, oh, we see she's not sharing her. But then again, like I get people want to know like why. I don't have like a why, and I don't need to get into that. See, the world's also not owed your why. I have to keep reminding myself that like I don't have to share everything because I share so much of my life. I need to make ChatGPT make this prettier for me. Because I share so much about my life does not mean I'm owed anyone every facet of my life. Okay, and I'm working on that. And I experienced a little bit of it with protecting my peace during my pregnancy and being like, I feel so fake not sharing about my placenta previa. And then it's like, why? Even I have to remind myself, like, you don't owe the world every little nugget of your life. Like, keep some things that are for yourself to yourself. So we're doing that. Privacy is power. What they don't know, they can't destroy. I saw that on Pinterest or some shit. Okay. Anyways, so I'm really proud of myself because I was at breakfast today and I ordered an orange juice and they didn't bring it. And I thought, they didn't bring my orange juice. And I never really told my waitress to be like, hey, how about that orange juice? And then I was finished with my breakfast and I actually said to Taylor, I was like, now let me tell you something. If they bring this orange juice, it was fresh squeezed. So, they charge like fucking $11 for that shit. I said, if they bring this orange juice out, I'm going to tell them I ordered that with my breakfast and I'm done with my breakfast now. So I don't want that orange juice anymore. And I don't want to be charged for it. And Taylor said, you're going to say that? I said, yeah, I'm going to say that. And she goes, okay. But I was like, they're obviously just not going to bring the orange juice out and I'll just make sure it's not on the bill. She brought the orange juice out. Okay. She brings this gorgeous glass of fresh squeezed orange juice out. The meal is done. Okay. We're definitely done with the breakfast. My plate is almost empty. She goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to bring here's your orange juice. She didn't say she forgot to bring it out. She said, oh my gosh, here's your orange juice. I can't believe it didn't come out sooner. Maybe it was like more of a kitchen deal. I don't know. I said, oh my gosh, I was going to have that with my breakfast. And then I kind of like glance at my plate because like the plate's empty, you know what I mean? And she goes, oh, okay. Do you still want it? I said, oh, no, not really. She goes, would you still want it? Or do you want me to just take it off the bill? Because she really made me work for it. She really made me work for it. I said, do you mind just taking that off the bill? Because I was going to have that because you guys, it had been like 45 minutes since I asked for the orange juice. I said, do you mind just taking it off the bill? Because I was going to have that with my breakfast. So I don't need it anymore. And she goes, yeah, of course. Then as she's leaving, I don't know if this was a test. She goes, but do you still want it? Which I'm sure was her way of being like, I'm going to take it off the bill because it was 45 minutes late, but I'll like, you can still have it. But then that would make me a big fat fucking liar because I said I wanted it with my breakfast. Now, I still would have loved a big swig of that fucking fresh squeezed orange juice, but I couldn't. I already said like, the reason I wanted it was for my breakfast and I didn't have it with my breakfast, so I need you to take it off the bill. I only said that when she asked me, do you want it or do you want me to take it off the bill? Take it off the bill. She said, but do you still want it? I said, no, I don't. And she goes, okay. And she take it back with her. And I looked at Taylor and I said, I said, I did it. She goes, Shannon, by the way, I didn't have any makeup on at breakfast. She goes, Shannon, your face is the color of your hair right now. I said, no. She goes, yeah, you did it, but bitch, you are bright red. I said, it's so hard for me. It's so hard for me. Like, cue me giving birth and telling this student, like epidural giver, I'm so sorry. Could I have your supervisor in or whatever the fuck I said? And then I'm crying. I did not cry one time during birth. I cried when she was put on my chest and I cried when I asked the student CRNA if I could like have her supervisor in, like, cause I didn't want to hurt her feelings. Like, oh my God, the empathy levels are through the roof. They're really, they hinder me. They are such a hindrance. So that was, but I did that. So things I did that told someone I didn't want my orange juice after it didn't come. Yeah. Take out the bill. Oh, yeah. Anyways, that's our episode. Happy Halloween and love ya. See you later. Gator.